I was like, oh yeah, I'll do a react, and then I looked at the title, 10 Megalodon sightings that prove it exists, and now I just don't wanna. Okay, muster up the energy. We can do this. We can do this, chat. They're gonna have good evidence. They're gonna have real reasons. I'm gonna have an interesting debate. We're gonna do research. We're gonna get to disprove some interesting facts.
Megalodon, which is more commonly referred to as the Meg, translates into big tooth.
Yeah.
This
okay,
beast
that's
of
true.
the waters is believed to have existed 3.6 million years ago.
Okay, that's
So
true.
while many people believe that the animal is extinct,
Yep.
there are those that have seen it with their own eyes.
Oh.
After all, how could one possibly miss a sea creature that is 3 times longer than the largest recorded white shark?
Fair point. How
Let
could
that
one
sink
miss
in
it?
for a second. Join us as we discuss the top 10 Megalodon sightings that prove it exists.
Ah.
So let's jump right into it.
I have a feeling this one will convert you. Really? You think I've watched like 80 Megalodon videos, but this is the one. This is the one that's gonna get me.
Number 10, the Google Maps reveal.
Well, during the initial investigation, the agent who was studying the swarm noticed something out in the water.
Enhance.
When they zoomed in, though, they got this.
It's not how image quality works. You can't just zoom, 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 zoom. This has also been proven false, right? We've like looked at that exact location on Google Maps and proven that it's not there. All right, who's next?
The second closest assumption is that of a shark, but a shark of this size? Impossible. So only one explanation is left. The creature is a megalodon.
That's the only explanation. Even if it was a real image, that is not the only explanation. Saying that the only explanation is that it's a fucking megalodon is insane. Even if the image was perfectly real.
The assumption can be proved because a fully matured megalodon is believed to be 15 and 18 meters long by scientists. And here we thought 6 feet men were tall. Just use that for comparison.
Why is he
Scientists
walking
have also
like
revealed
that?
that the height of an average megalodon's fin is as tall as an average adult human.
Why
That's-
is it so low FPS and quality? What's going on? This is the scale that they use at my doctor's office. I got weighed and measured on this scale like a week ago.
1.6 meters or 5.3 feet.
Did he green screen a tutorial of how to use a doctor's scale into his Megalodon video?
Insane, right? After looking at this image, we don't doubt that
This is a different image. This is from a different place. This is a completely different Google Maps. What the fuck?
Megalodon is still alive. A satellite image is the best piece of evidence
You
to
can clearly see there's no coast nearby.
prove that it still exists. We don't know about you, but we won't be going to the Bahamas anytime soon. It's no wonder Google Maps caught the silhouette of this humongous
Stop playing the same video of them enhancing like 10,000% from the fucking stratosphere.
creature. With that big a body, we won't be surprised if it were visible from the moon as well. Would you?
It's not visible from the moon. It's obviously not visible from the moon. The fucking Great Wall of China isn't even supposedly visible from the International Space Station. That myth wasn't even true. You think the fucking Megalodon is visible from the moon?
David Steed and the Meg. This next Megalodon sighting was reported by the Australian naturalist and author David Steed in his book called Sharks and Rays of the
Classic. We've heard it a million times.
By the water surrounding it would start to boil.
What?
It was unclear as to what may have caused this phenomenon.
What did I miss?
But they certainly believed that what they saw was real. Furthermore, the fisher
The water boiled? Like it was a fucking demon lava shark from hell? How is that evidence that it's a megalodon?
fishermen also stated that most of the great white sharks that they had seen during their lifetimes were white.
Lava Meg.
However, this one was pale in color, signifying that indeed was different from normal sharks. David
What is the difference between white and pale? Like a pale gray? Pale's not a color. What does that mean? What is pale? How do you get paler than white?
Steed then realized that there was something true to the matter because he had interviewed many fishermen during his career, but none had been quite like this.
Is that fucking Rainn Wilson from The Office? How? This video has the most random assortment of stock footage. There's been a terribly green screened doctor's scale tutorial, and now fucking Dwight Schrute in his 60s is talking to some dude on a boat. What's going on?
Even weeks after the incident had happened with the Megalodon, the fishermen were still in shock and were assured by what they saw.
This is
And
from a
naturally
movie.
so.
Pale means light in color or having little color. Right, and is white not the absence of color? So aren't all things, as they get paler, approaching white? So saying something's white and then something else is pale is not differentiating them. That's my point.
The next sighting that we'll be talking about occurred in one of the world's biggest oceans, the Deep Blue Sea. It is said to be so deep, its deepest depth is almost 36,000 feet.
Is he just talking about the regular ocean? What the fuck is the Deep Blue Sea? Isn't that a song in SpongeBob? Is he just talking about the regular Pacific Ocean and calling it the Deep Blue Sea?
Which amounts to 7 whole miles. It's no surprise then that this
Black is not the absence of color. Black is the presence of all color. Presence of all color. Mixed together. Or some shit like that. Maybe that's brown. I don't know, but white is the absence of color. I know that much.
place was next in line where the sighting of the Megalodon was reported. A group of divers who were going for a deep dive in the deep sea claimed to have seen some tiger sharks feasting on the carcass of a decomposed sperm whale when something terrifying happened. A massive shark came to join the show and scared all the other sharks away. One of the divers who had an exponential experience when it came to sharks said that the shark may have been deep blue, which was one of the biggest sharks ever recorded in history.
That's why they're calling it the Deep Blue Sea?
At the time, there seemed to be no name that was fit to given to the shark, except for the name Megalodon. The shark spanned over 20 feet.
I've seen this movie. If you ever have the opportunity, I forget what it's called. It's like 50 feet down or something like that. Maybe that's not the right one. If you ever have the opportunity to see this movie, don't. Just trust me. Just don't.
Descended approximately 2,000 feet underwater and had risen in temperature significantly.
Classic. The satellite tag getting eaten. It didn't fall off. It got eaten. The fish didn't die and its carcass fell. It was eaten by a larger shark.
There's no way the shark itself had taken off the tracking device. No shark is that smart, let's be honest. Although this one cannot be carried.
Not a issue of intelligence. It's just an issue of flexibility. The tags on their fucking doors. I don't know why I pointed to my screen like you guys could see it. On the dorsal fin, they can't fucking reach around and grab it.
Characterized as a true sighting, perhaps it is even better than the actual sighting, because it provides scientific proof that it's something massive.
Is it possible another fish just like bit the tracking tag? Yeah. I mean, like if there was inter-shark cannibalism, if it was on a white shark and he just bit it off. I mean, it doesn't need to be a giant shark. The assumption that the shark was eaten whole is weird. The shark could have just died and then fell with the tag attached to it, and then it was eaten and scavenged by something on the bottom, which went back up. There's a lot of ways that make sense that don't require the shark to literally be eaten whole.
Lurking in the ocean. And this is perhaps how the Megalodon has survived this long. It has feasted on much smaller sharks to sustain itself. But one thing is clear. When in Australia, keep away from the sea. You never know what might be hiding in there.
Where can I go? I'm not allowed to go. Is this Australia? This looks like Malaysia. Where can I go? I'm not allowed to go to Australia, not allowed to go to the Bahamas. This guy's never going to swim in the ocean.
6, toothy creatures. In this next...
Wouldn't you want to be a sacrifice? All right, chat, here's a question. Let's say theoretically the Megalodon is alive, and you have the opportunity to prove it to the world. You just have to get bitten by it. The next time you go swimming in the ocean, you will be bitten by a certified Megalodon. I don't know whether you'll die or not. That's the risk you'll have to take. Will you take the L for science? Will you take one for the team? Would you get bitten by a Megalodon if it proved that the Megalodon was still alive? Think about the news, the scientific discovery. Okay, everyone's saying no. Few people saying yes. No, I would die. That would prove nothing. No. You didn't understand the entire hypothesis. The entire hypothesis is it would prove. I'm saying it washes up and we have genetic evidence, whatever, but you have to get bit by it first. In this would you rather, it does get proven that it exists if you get bitten. If you don't get bitten, it is never proved to exist. Hell no, send one of the people that believe the Megalodon still exists out there. Yeah, they'd do it gladly. I went into the military, can't be worse than that experience. I feel like being eaten alive by a large predator might be a little bit worse than being metaphorically eaten alive by the predatory system of the US military, but that is close enough, I guess. All right. Seems like a 50-50 split. Interesting. Oh boy, I seen the Greenland shark system.
To think of what kind of terrors you would run into at those depths. But science never stops.
No way.
And studies such as these must be carried out to know what happened to ancient predators, such as the Megalodon.
That's not what the research is on.
Researchers locked some bait in a container, put it at the bottom of the trench, and just waited.
It wasn't even in the trench.
Was also fitted with cameras to see.
This is a totally different place and time. They just fucking stitch together random footage.
Sees if predator responds first to the smell of food. As you would probably expect, a pack of deep-sea sharks swam up into the vision of the camera. The researchers had been smart about it. They made it very easy to smell the food, but impossible to get to.
Yeah, that's what a cage is.
Meaning the predators would stay around the food and in the view of the camera for as long as the researchers wanted. The pack of sharks that had encircled the bait zoomed away almost as if they feared it. The camera showed nothing around the bait for a while before a gigantic shark swam up. And like the pack before it, started
It's just been showing the same footage. I thought it was going to be some new thing where the Greenland shark swims away and suddenly there's a new gigantic shark. But they were just pre-jacking the footage. This is terrible narration. I'm not even mad about the Megalodon part. I'm mad about how shitty the pacing on their video was. They showed the jump scare. They showed the climax before they even talked about it.
Looking for a way to the food. This shark blocked the entire field of view for the camera with its giant body, and according to multiple witnesses, it was 60 meters long.
What witnesses, bro? It's a camera trap on a crab trap. What are you talking about? Oh, tell me something new.
The black demon has features similar.
No, not the black demon.
Plankton. The whale sharks have even
No, not whale sharks.
The ocean for hours can be boring beyond imagine.
Is this just
But
a fin going by in the dark?
The engineers working on the robot spotted this in the corner of the camera's field of view.
Yep, classic. A fin goes by in the fucking background. Easily edited, and even if it's not edited, there's absolutely no point. There's absolutely no way to tell the size of something based on like a fin moving in the background at a distance that you're not aware of what the actual distance is on an underwater camera. That's fine. Why did I see Danny DeVito?
It wasn't just any video. This man from Canada posted a video claiming that he found the Megalodon off the coast of Canada. He was on a boat and was recording a huge shark passing through from underneath him. He was terrified about what would become of him, but it turns out there was no need to worry about it anyway. That was the thinking of people who just saw the videos on their phones. But what about the scientists who have spent all their lives studying sharks? The scientists could not come up with a valid solution, but were pretty fast to dismiss
that lab is from the fucking 80s. Did you see that lab? I'm not even focused on the Megalodon stuff anymore. Hold on a minute. Let me make fun of this guy's lab. Look at these fucking devices. Oh my god, look at this computer monitor.
Scientists could not come up with a valid solution, but were pretty fast to dismiss the rumor that was the Megalodon. In fairness, the shark never really came to the surface, so we have no way of knowing
this is the
pattern
whole
of the
video?
shark's skin. The pattern can tell us a lot. For example, the whale shark and the basking shark are known to be as
That's a great white.
large as the one caught in these satellite images. The Canadian, however, was hell-bent on convincing everyone that he had discovered the long-lost ancient predator. The footage was getting increasingly harder to watch because if a Megalodon passes from that close to you, there's a very little chance of your survival. The Meg is a vibe.
I'm over it. I don't have the energy today.
Woo!